Welcome back to the Dancing Oracle with Najia, where we work with the inner light that dances between us, inside us, and around us. Today, we are welcoming back our beautiful moon goddess, Dana.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for that lovely introduction.
Yeah, we had Donna on just recently. We had some sound issues, and I really want you to hear, now that we have our microphones synced up perfectly, that I want Donna to talk more about her work as a moonologer.
Okay, so I'm just gonna give you the basics, like the bare bones basic is we make our wishes at the new moon, and then we do our full moon forgiveness and surrender at the full moon. So what you want to do is, my favorite thing to do is just kind of write down, this is at the new moon, you just write down what you are wishing for. Like, really think of something that's really important to you that maybe you really need in your life or whatever. Like, I mean, your wishes can be whatever you want, but I would suggest doing something that's, definitely meaningful. You could make up to 10 wishes if you want, but I kind of like to keep mine maybe around three and like have one main one. So you can write them all down and then do a ceremony where you can either burn your wishes and kind of send it up to the ethers. Like, some people think that's kind of like the most powerful way to do it, but you can also keep it in like maybe a special book. And so you'll have it to refer back to later so you can see what came true. Um, that's what I really like to do. I have like a little cauldron that I use inside my room, and then like outside I have a fire pit that I like to use.
Nice,
Sometimes
nice.
I'll just sit out there, stare into the fire, and like just like meditate and like kind of get into that space before I actually put the wish into the fire. So that's one thing I do. So then at the full moon, I also do a fire there, and you can write down maybe people that you haven't forgiven, even if
That's
it's yourself.
Yeah, mostly it's ourselves, right?
Yeah, it's a
That's
lot,
the
a
hardest
lot
person to
done with
forgive,
yourself.
with
Yep,
yourself.
yep, I totally agree. And the thing about manifesting is, if you are holding on to any of that energy, you probably aren't going to be able to manifest the way you want to, if at all.
Yeah,
Like,
that's like putting a wall up,
yeah,
really.
it puts a big wall up like between you and what you want. And you need to be open to the energies so things can flow properly. And like, if you're angry or, holding on to grudges or anything like that, you're not gonna get that proper flow. So that's really important to do that. And then the quarter moons, if you want to add those in, they're great for gratitude. And like the waxing quarter moon,
Now, waxing is, for
the
the viewers who
waxing,
are
yeah,
unfamiliar,
yes, thank you for that. Waxing is like when the moon is growing larger. It's like the time between the new moon and the full moon. That's the waxing cycle. And then the waning cycle is from the full moon back to the new moon. So when the quarter moons come, and like well, I said the quarter moons are for the gratitude, but when the waxing quarter moon comes, you want to really get really into like what you're wishing for. You want to kind of like put a lot of energy behind it, you know, get just really kind of push, because it's not just about wishing, it's about action too.
so what do you do to put that energy there?
It really kind of depends on what you're wishing for. It can be specific, but another great thing you can do are affirmations. Make
Okay.
an affirmation out of your wish if you can, like something simple that's like a one word wish. Say, um, and you also have to remember to be positive. Don't put like,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Negative
you have
words.
to. Let me think of a simple one. Like, okay, it's like, you want a new car or something. Don't be like, yeah, I want a car that's not gonna break down. Like, don't say that. Say, I want a car with, I don't know, a strong engine that's going to take me, all the places I want to go, and
Ooh, yeah.
something like that. So you
You can
don't,
really feel yourself in that car too when you say
yes,
that,
that's
right?
exactly right. So like close your eyes, imagine your hands wrapped around the wheel, and like you can think about where you're going to go and like all that kind of stuff. So that is, even though you're not like physically out of your house or somewhere, you can be sitting right on your bed and taking action towards
Wonderful.
that. Yes. And then also like continue to have positive thoughts about it. Like even besides your affirmations, like whenever you think about it, whenever you talk about it, maybe to somebody else, like, just always talk about it positively. And when you think about it and talk about it to yourself, imagine that it's already yours. Like that's a really important thing. So
Just thinking, I had this thought, wouldn't it be great if we could have a new moon sync, like for the whole planet wellness?
yes,
What do you,
it
uh,
would be amazing. It really would. Like people do like things like that for meditations, and like, remember that like years ago they had like hands around the world kind of
yeah,
like something, yes, exactly, that we could all kind of join in, because I mean it's the new moon everywhere
yeah,
at the
exactly.
same time since we're all on the same planet. But
It
it's
may be a different date because people have different days, but the new moon is still the
that
new moon.
happens. Like the upcoming new moon is actually going to be a different date for people in another part of the world. I haven't looked exactly. I'm going to actually check that real quick.
By
So
the way, did you check out how full the moon was last night, even though it's
I
not a full moon?
saw it. That's called the gibbous moon. And by the way, gibbous means bulging. So the moon is bulging, like it's towards the full
It was so bulging, but it was like what, 3 day, wait a minute, from, oh yeah, yeah, because today is Monday. So that's Sunday to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah, it seems
So
like it
3
happened
days.
really fast, didn't it? I don't It's so amazing. Like,
It seemed like it was the day before the full moon, it was so full. It surprised me that it
oh,
was 3 days ahead of the full moon.
yeah, yeah, okay, I see what you're saying now. Yeah, so the full moon is on the 20th for everyone except like people in like Australia, because
Yeah,
it'll be the 21st this time.
yeah.
Sometimes it's all the same day. So for anyone who wants to know who's watching before the full moon, if you're in New York, it'll be at 10:56.
AM or PM?
That would be AM. And
Okay.
then,
Oh, early, okay.
yeah, and then Los Angeles, 7:56. Sydney is it's just after, you know, it's 1:56 AM if we're
And
switching.
that's as you're saying, and I've never heard this before, and it's really beautiful. You're saying that this is a great time to forgive,
Yes,
to release whatever anger you have
that's
towards yourself for being I have a lot of, "Oh, I can't believe I was so stupid and
I know. It's
you
like
know,
forgive
got in this
yourself
relationship or
for
whatever, or,
that. Yeah.
got taken or whatever," you know? And
Mhm.
it's have a hard time forgiving myself for the mistakes I've made. I have an easy, it's easy for me to forgive someone if they're
Right.
sorry, if they're truly
Yeah,
sorry.
if they're
Ah,
truly
no problem.
sorry, it's like, okay, yes, I
And
know.
it's
Harder
harder
for
to
some.
forgive people who still would hurt you,
Oh, well, of course, yes. And
but
it's
you can let it go at least. You can let it go in
yeah,
your mind.
yeah, the forgiving doesn't mean forgetting. It's just we forgive for ourselves more
Yes.
than for other people, you know?
Yeah, and it's like cutting off those negative tethers.
Hmm.
There's no, and that it's a drain on your energy.
It is. And I think a lot of times we don't even realize how much until we let it go.
Oh yeah, it's nice to let go.
Hmm.
It's nice to say, "They were my teacher."
Yes, that right there. I have a couple people in particular I think of that of as my greatest teachers, some of my greatest teachers, because whew, they were tough.
Yeah, really, you had to
Yeah.
learn some tough lessons, right?
Yeah.
You had to kinda get
Hmm.
what?
Oh, let go of that. Hey, I thought you were.
And I like how you're saying, tell us about the when the gratitude comes in during the
Yeah, I mean, especially during the waxing cycle, but we always want to be grateful. But quarter moons are just a nice reminder
to be grateful.
to be grateful. But yeah, during the waning cycle, I think I said waxing, but during the waning cycle, besides at the full moon, you want to do your forgiveness. You also want to kind of reflect on what you might have learned during the waxing cycle. That's another important thing to do. And once you do that, once you realize what you've learned, you can share that with other people. And then another thing is self-care is very important, especially around the dark moon time right before the
Yeah,
new moon.
I I oh see now, as much as I'm into the moon all these years and
Mhm.
getting into nature, I always assumed that the dark moon was the new moon. So tell us all the difference, because I think I'm not the only one. When we don't see the moon,
You assume it's
we
the
assume it's a new moon.
yeah. Well, it's true that the new moon isn't visible in the sky, but when it's like about 3 days before it's new, it's really, really hard to see it. Just kind of like after it's, the new moon, it's really hard to see. You don't really see that little crescent right away. So the energies of the dark moon are connected to the new moon before it. So that's like one of the main differences because it's still in that same month. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
the new moon is going forward while the dark moon is kind of still attached to everything from that past cycle, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Dark moon is attached to everything from the previous cycle.
Right. Well, it's still in the same cycle. So it would be like attached to that full moon that we had 2 weeks before and the new
Okay.
we had 2 weeks before that.
So what do
So
you tell us again, what are you doing during that dark moon?
what you want to do during the dark moon is take time for yourself. And as much as you can, um, just pamper yourself, just kind of go within. And this is your last time also to like get rid of anything that's bothering you, anything that you can leave behind that isn't necessary to, because once you move into that new cycle, you want to be like free and open because you want to receive downloads, you want to be able to start fresh
You do
and
want the downloads, yeah.
because that's really important. So it's just kind of like at the full moon when you were releasing like, you know, negativity or grudges or pain, you want to continue to do that throughout the waxing cycle, I mean the waning cycle. So when you get to that, those last few days, last couple days, last day, like right before the new moon, you want to make sure that you're relaxed and fresh and open. And it might be a great time to like take a bath, like a
Yeah.
spiritual bath. Like you might want to read a book, like you might want to just go out in nature, go for a walk, like anything that makes you feel grounded and good, you want to do. And you might even have to say no to like people that are asking you to do things. Like if they're trying to invite you to
Yeah.
something, maybe you don't want to be around a bunch of people and like all their energy. Don't be afraid to say no. Like you deserve to have time to
For
yourself.
yourself, yeah, because you do, especially if you're empathic and on the spiritual realm, as much as you want to give and be around people and love them,
It's a lot sometimes. You
you
just kind of
take
have
on their energy and you need to kind of just, as much as you want to be with them, you also need like alone time to
yeah,
process.
you do.
I
And
want to
like fill your cup up again. You know how they say
fill
fill
your cup
your
up,
love cup.
yeah.
Yeah. So yes, we all need that. And I said before, I think in one of my videos, can you imagine what kind of world we live in if everybody just took that time?
It'd be
Because
amazing
it
if we
would
were taught to respect that. Can I ask you something? Is I think for our viewers, I think a lot of us would like to know, what do you do personally to allow a download to come to you, like to have information from your angels and guides, or whoever you're looking for that advice?
um one thing I really love to do is use oracle cards. And when I use my oracle cards, I try to really get into that kind of meditative open space. I imagine like my angels in the corners of the rooms, and I think about my ancestors, think about um, like getting information and being open like to information from the universe. Candles lit, like an incense burning, like that's the ideal situation though. I don't always have those particular two things, but I always try to center myself, take some deep breaths, and I love my oracle cards. I have several. You might actually be able to see some back there. You see that shelf back there?
Oh,
That's
yeah, nice.
like all filled with. Have a
Now,
few
I know
pairs
about the
with
Oracle card
oracle cards.
collection.
Yeah. So that's one thing I do. And that, like, there's so many things you can do. Like even when I paint, I get into that kind of feeling. It's painting and drawing, and even when I like making jewelry and all kinds of things like that are super meditative. Whenever I do anything creative, I feel like that. I don't know what that means, but yeah.
I I just thought about because I've known Donna a long time. If you haven't watched our shows before, about 30 years
Mhm.
as coming to learn belly dance with me. And
I think.
then I saw her grow into this beautiful artist, watch her art grow and evolve. And now she's working with the moon, but she's an open channel for spirit to work through her, as all artists are. As much as I look at your Facebook and watch things and things. By the way, I want to just tell everyone when I first had her on to my channel last time, not that long ago, I hadn't watched all her videos. I watched her early videos when she first had a YouTube channel and then a recent unboxing, but I did not realize how amazing, because I wasn't getting the alerts and things.
Yeah,
I've been busy.
either. So weird.
I know. Well, because I had her on, and she told me about some of the things that were really unexpected on her channel, like the DIY things that
Mhm.
she has. You know, these amazing to make her own perfume. Sacred perfume, and the
The fairy attraction spell jar and the black
yeah,
mirror.
yeah, just
Yep.
like really beautiful. The Black Mirror, yeah, to work with the dark moon, correct?
Yep, and just to for meditation and even divination, like you could scry with it. It's up.
Yeah,
If you
that's
get,
what Nostradamus used to do, but he did it with a candle. He would do scrying and come
I'm
with
looking at candles.
prophecies. Yeah,
Yeah, candle flames. That's another thing, and of course,
but I want to ask you something because I haven't seen anything lately. I've seen a lot of your beautiful artwork. So have you done moon-based artwork? Do you have that out for sale?
and I do have it for sale. It's on my website. It's called Donna Lynn Art, but it's DonnaLynne and then art, Dial art. Actually, behind me on this wall, right above all my card decks, that is a moon painting, and it actually glows in the dark. So
Oh,
that's
that you did a glow-in-the-dark painting?
yeah, I did a glow in the dark because I
Awesome.
wanted the moon in my room, and I was like, how can I have the moon in my room? I was like, because I want to see
Perfect.
it. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a glow in the dark
Oh.
moon. So yep, I have one up there for sale. Um,
But what did you put a lot of yours on print on demand clothing that like leggings and you had a whole
I had done that years ago. I had. I don't really have that available at the moment. I don't think that's still up. But yes, I need to go back to that because I couldn't get the print quite the way I wanted it to. I mean, it looked good, but like just it's hard to do with leggings because of the seam and like kind of line everything up. So anyway,
I
I'm
thought
not a
that was
perfectionist with that.
wonderful. Wonderful.
I'll have to try getting that together again, but I do have like it doesn't have my art on it, but it has some, words that I made up on my Etsy shop. So it says, you can see it in one of my videos at least, probably two,
Okay.
warrior, queen, goddess, and it has my logo on the bottom, so you know it's my actual shirt, because anybody
Wonderful.
could make that up, but I had that.
If you do your artwork, what are you selling now for your artwork?
I am selling just paintings, various paintings, and I also do some commissions, but like pet portraits, and I've done people portraits sometimes too. I am working on a painting of the goddess Pele from Hawaii, or of Hawaii right now. And like I was saying, the moon paintings are kind of a thing I really want to concentrate on. I want to kind of do um I want to do kind of, this one's like the typical like glow in the dark kind of yellowy green color, but I want to do the pink, and I think there's like a blue, and there's a couple other glow in the dark colors
Ooh,
because
blue.
strawberry moon and
Yeah. Yeah, for each month there's a different moon to go with the
exactly. So
season.
I'd like to kind of incorporate that in a little bit with the glow.
You know, you just launched your website this week.
I did my Dhana Moongoddess website, so I can actually take clients now to do moonology readings, personal moonology readings, which would involve me casting your chart, because we need your chart for it, so we'll know where the moon was when you were born, and then you track the moon throughout the year in the houses. So whenever you make your wishes, like if you make your wish for whatever house the moon happens to be in that particular month, it's like extra charged. So
Oh, so they've been very specific. That's
yeah,
a beautiful thing for people to gift themselves, to get in touch.
I
You know,
agree. I think it's
especially
great.
now, I think with everything going on,
Mm-hmm.
you need some a
Yeah,
little bit more tuning in, self-care, be really good for
I think
people to
so
do
too.
that.
Yep. And I mean, I guess they would make nice gifts too. Like if you wanted to get a friend that, because the holiday.
Oh, listen, like they're having trouble with supply for the holidays.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
so
that
this is
be
like
a
all
wonderful
Christmas,
gift,
really. Mm-hmm.
unique to give someone?
Yep.
Very personalized, right?
Yes, and I could do video calls, and then I would have stuff that I could send in your email, like with your chart and your personal what's it called? It's called the moon. Could probably show you. I'll show you what it looks like. So it is. It's called your moon 12-month planner. So this is. I don't know how well it's going to show up on here. But basically, like your rising sign would go like here. And then we just put everything in all the way around. And you
Oh,
would know where all the full moons and the new moons are. And then each of these tells you what is going on in that particular house. That's where the astrology comes in. And then, like I said before, say like the moon is gonna be in, I don't know, your third house. So that one's for home and family, like where you feel you belong, your emotional stuff. So if you had a wish, say, about maybe a new house, or maybe you want your home life to be different, like your relationships at home or whatever, you would kind of tailor one of your wishes to that specific house, and
house. Yeah, that time
would
of
give it
year.
extra power for that wish.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
Very
the
nice. Very nice.
yeah.
Now, I was wondering, do you keep a diary from all of the tuning into the moon that you've done? Like as far, you were saying sometimes you write things down. So do
Yeah.
you have it like in a diary form? And you were saying keeping track of what.
Well, I've been using that. Well, yeah, I have like the wishes, like you can write your wishes down. Is that what you were asking? Or and just whatever.
Yeah, and what happens with them and how they
Mm-hmm.
come about
Come
and
back. Well, right now I have this right here. This is from my teacher, actually, Yasmin Bowen. It's called Moonology. And she puts one of these out every year. And in here, it tells you, it gives you a little space like to write things in. And you can, wrote in here. And it gives you um all the dates and the times, and it tells you what house the moon will be in. And actually a fun little thing to know, like when you look to see what house the moon is in a particular month, it's generally better to use your rising sign and not your sun sign, because
yeah,
that is, in a way, it's kind of more you. But what I like to look at both kind of to see which one is more relevant, and pretty much all the time it's the rising sign. I don't know why that is, but it just works that way. So that's why it's really important to cast your chart, because a lot of people actually just know their sun sign and they don't know what their rising sign is. So
Exactly. Yeah.
to know your time of birth. If you don't, you gotta ask your parents.
Yeah. You gotta
Find that
ask.
out. And then we'll get like your exact chart, and we can find out a lot. It's really amazing.
So I know that you have to meet a family right now for dinner. Um, what else would you like to say while we're together before you come back again?
Uh, let's see. I'm so curious what questions everybody has. Speaking of that, like if you have any questions for me or for Nigeria, if you've seen some of our other things, other collaborations we've done together, please put them down in the comments because we'd love to answer any specific questions you
Yeah.
guys have. So, I'm not sure what else I'd like. Well, you know what? I'm gonna continue with what because I did. There was a couple things I didn't say when you asked me things I
Okay.
do. Um, Dancing is actually really a really big one. I don't do it enough, and I need to do that more.
Yeah, I would love to see you do belly dancing again.
Yes, I love when I lived like right around the corner from that one place, like in Ardmore.
Yeah.
Thinking about that, and that was a while back. But yeah, I'd really love to get together and just hang out and dance and maybe
Dance by the fire.
and yes, everything. But reading, like I have a lot of books that I read like 20 years ago, and some things I got 20 years ago that I didn't read
I know what you mean.
yet.
Yeah.
So that to me is also really great. Like I kind of like to do that when I wake up in the morning or right before bed, and journaling as well. Like I have a special journal like right here that I got, and this journal is just for me. Like it has like a little lock on it. So
Oh, yeah.
I ordered this actually overseas. So this book belongs to me. I put my name in it, so it
Oh,
doesn't.
you got beautiful handwriting. Let me see that.
Thank you. It has
Oh my God, look at her. She's an artist.
thank you. And I have my
Oh,
logo.
I see the pentagram. Are you Wiccan or pagan?
You
Is that
know,
what it is?
I am not Wiccan because I did study a lot about Wicca, but it's just I'm kind of not great with like rules.
Not great with what?
Rules. Like
Rules,
I
yeah.
don't like following like everybody's. I don't want those constraints. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that I was Wiccan, but I identify as a witch because a lot of people think that about me, and I do. Like this is a symbol of the goddess, and it has all the
Actually, I don't even know what that symbol means.
well the
You would think I would, but
Yeah, it's a symbol of the goddess, and the points like that one's spirit. I forget. I should know, but I forget which one is which. But these are all the elements. So it's like all the elements and
okay,
spirit and
five
how they
elements.
connect. So that's all that is.
Okay.
Yeah. So um yeah, so I have that, and I have this great book called Write Your Own Magic, and that's pretty much why I got that journal, and that's just another way to manifest. So yeah, that's a I don't know. I feel like I can keep talking about everything. Like one day I want to show you guys all my little special corners and little
Oh
things.
yeah, I've seen some of the backgrounds like from watching your videos lately. And there's so many beautiful, I mean, you're a stylist in your own right, arranging everything so beautifully. Um, but I want everyone to really tune into our channel. There's a wealth of information there.
Do like I want to know like what you like when you go there, and maybe what you'd like to see more of. So like check it out and like leave me some comments. I'm really curious because I have a direction I'd like to go, but I'm also interested in like if there's any specifics that everyone is curious about.
Yeah, because so definitely leave them in the comments. Sometimes I'll share these videos on Facebook and then people, which is great, put a comment on Facebook, but then it doesn't go back to the YouTube or she may not see it.
Right.
But if you leave a comment in the comment section of
This
YouTube,
video. Mhm.
yeah, Donna will see it and she'll be happy to answer you
Yep, and I'll definitely
personally.
answer you. I love talking to all the people that watch. I'm always so grateful when you guys leave comments and then I know who to thank for
Oh,
watching.
it was so nice. I saw one of my students, I mean, because I would share your moon Facebook post. Not, I didn't know about with the YouTube channel. I wasn't seeing that on your feed, but I was sharing these beautiful posts you made about each, phase of the moon and what to do. And I would share it on my page. And then one of my students, when she was watching our video, the first one, she was like, I already have the dark moon mirror and the
Oh,
fire
Rachel.
star. Yeah,
Yeah, Rachel.
Rachel.
Oh, yeah,
So
that's
she's
awesome.
here. So she found you and she was in your Etsy store already from
Oh,
before,
yeah,
she already had this. So she's a huge fan,
that's
and I'm
great.
hoping a lot of um, my other Facebook friends, and I'll be sending out a newsletter with this video so that everyone can get to know you.
Thank you so much. And
Yeah.
I haven't been posting as much on my kind of regular Facebook feed because I have an actual Dhana Moongoddess page that I put all those posts on now. So once in a while I'll
Oh,
share into
like
that one,
a
but I'm still
page.
doing it. But yeah, they're just on my Dhana Dhana Moon Goddess on Facebook. I have a official page on there now.
And by the way, what's your last name for real?
It's yep, I changed it to Moon Goddess. So I'm a real moon.
Yeah, so if if you get married, it doesn't work out, why go back to your
That's right.
you can have if
And
you're gonna change your name.
change it to something that you love that makes you feel good and powerful and that you're already all about and even grow more into. So yeah.
Exactly, because it's empowering to do that, to
Yeah.
do something like that. You're already going through that whole process. It doesn't
Right.
have to be the same as it was.
Nope.
You're a
Um,
new person. You're gonna grow into that.
that's right. Yeah, I'm so grateful. I actually got all that done last year, like when everything was like going crazy. It actually worked.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely having you back on.
Thank you.
And
Thank
you
you.
know what I want to do next time, maybe? I mean, of course, we can talk
Yeah.
because we love talking,
Hmm.
but I'm a tarot reader, you're an oracle reader,
Yeah.
and I have this thing where I want to find out the answers to the mysteries of the universe.
Okay.
And just for fun, let's see if we collaborate, if our answers are similar.
Okay.
One from an
Yeah.
oracle deck and one from a tarot reading.
Okay.
Wouldn't that be kind of fun?
That would be really fun. Like, I would love
Yeah.
that. Yeah, we should
And
definitely do that.
if there's any other readers out there in the community that would like to join us, um, I would welcome you. It would be really
Absolutely.
fun
That
if
would
we
be
can
amazing. And we can
collaborate.
meet some new people too.
Yeah, meet some new people because we're having fun. We're having
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, I am definitely looking forward to that.
All right, thank you so much, Donna,
Thank you.
Dhana, Moon Goddess.
All one word.
All one word. That's her channel, and I will put all her information again, all the information, her new website, her Etsy store, and they'll definitely send me your art link,
Okay, for
your
sure.
artwork, because I didn't have that before,
Yes,
and anything else that you can contact her with, because she would love to hear from you.
I really, really would. Thank you.
Be sure to hit the like button.
Yes, please. All
Let the greater community see us. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. I really appreciate it.
Thank
Thank you, Donna.
you. Thank you,
Bye.
Nadia. Bye.
Bye.